Hey, welcome to Jeannie's World. Today is a special day in my memory. My daughter will be picking me up in a minute so that we can go celebrate. But it also has a lot of sad stories. I've been thinking about them all morning, wanting to say, what would I say on my video? There's too much to say. Linda was my sister. She was my very, very, very best friend until life happened. Sometimes in my wisdom, I'm a little bit too pushy. And sometimes I don't understand all the circumstances before I open my mouth and insert foot. But just the same, I loved her so much. And the last time that I saw my beautiful sister, I was so blessed to be with her. And it's really not a crying moment, even though I start to feel the tears come into my eyes. Because I was angry with Donna and I took off for Texas. And I wanted to stop and see my son Jahan before I went on into Oklahoma to see, my Michael. But it rained all my travels through Mississippi and Louisiana. And when I crossed the Sabine River and came into the rest area in Texas, it was still raining and my car died. I didn't even get in a parking place and my car died. And I couldn't get out and push it because it was pouring down rain. So I left it in the middle of the street, kinda, in the halfway the parking lot and halfway the drive. Crawled in the back seat and went to sleep and waited for morning, hoping no one would hit me in the rain. And when I did wake up that morning, I called AAA, and AAA said that I left my battery lights on all night long and it drove down my battery. I started to argue, but what was the point? The car was dead, and the car was dead with no reason. So, while I was waiting, I had made the call to my sister Tommy, and she told me that my beloved Linda was there with her. So, I took off, and I went to Copper's Cove. No, I'm sorry, it's Copper's Cove now, but then it was Killeen, and I went to Killeen to see my sister. And of course, I'm big on myself with all my good advice and all my know-how. And I bought Linda a walker that she could push because I had found, and no one had told me in the past 77 years, that Linda had lost her leg. And I'll talk about that later too, because that's a lot of hard feelings there. So I told Linda she couldn't sit in the wheelchair and be sorry for herself. She had to get up, she had to walk, she had to keep going. And I bought her this walker. So Linda's a big lover of Cajun food. So we took off to the Cajun restaurant and I left her on the sidewalk with the walker, close to a decline, because I was worried about getting my car out of the other driver's place and then parking my car and getting back to my sister. But before I could do that, she fell and she busted her head open. Oh, my heart was so broken. I didn't know that it was a blessing for God that she got a busted head. God sure has a strange way of reacting to things. So we went to the hospital for 4 days watching brain bleed. Linda was 74 years old. And On the fourth day, the doctor came in and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Linda. You're going to die in 3 months. You have lung cancer." That was my blessing. I helped her bust her head open so she could find out that she was dying. I never left her side until the morning that she died. That was, the doctor had told her she had 3 months to live. And she had 3 months to live. And I was so blessed that I got to spend this time with her. Today is her birthday. And would she be 76, 77? I don't know. She's older than me. So if I'm going to be 75, then I guess she's 76 or 77 today. I'd have to do my math. But my mind has been so full of things today. I love my Linda. And I know that she's there with her children that went before her. She was a good woman. She lived a hard life. I think I've told tales on her that when my stepfather would beat her with the belt, he'd have to beat her harder because she could only laugh at him. But I'm going to have to sign off because, let's see, well, Donna's not coming for another few minutes, and she's always late anyway. But anyway, my stepfather would give her a spanking, and the harder he hit her, the harder she would laugh at him. "You can't hurt me." It seems like nothing hurt Linda. It seems that way. But she's so stubborn to pain. I don't know. She lost her daughter. Then her son, he shot himself. Her other daughter was lost in the divorce. And that relationship stayed a strain because the daughter that was lost to the other father had to live with the words of the father and the hardships that come from being in a broken home. But anyway, they made up. But unfortunately, they made up the night she died, or the next day Linda died. But they made up. And John David, he shot himself. And I think that's 3 children out of 4. And the 4th child, the day she was born, I thought she was the seed of the devil. I never could find love for her in my heart because I always saw her as an evil child. And I'll talk about that more one time to justify my feelings on that. But today, we celebrate Linda. That she is in a better place, a happier place, with her beloved husband and her children. Today, we're going to go do Linda's favorite thing, and that's get a pedicure. Happy birthday, Linda. Happy birthday to all the Lindas. I love you.